Hello, and welcome home. Welcome to my channel, back to my channel. If you're new, welcome home. Today's video is going to be about our daily bread. It is August 13th, a Tuesday, and I'm in the afternoon. I had to take Ray to go get his eyes checked for his yearly physical, and they had to get it dilated. So yeah, it was very heavy today for the fact of going to the mall. Here in El Paso we had a huge loss. We lost 22 people. So going back to one of the locations of the trauma I had experienced, you can feel the energy still within the building. I can at least feel the energy. It's been, yeah. So we're home, we're safe, and I wanted to make sure that, get this done for all of us. The title of today is Jesus in Disguise. So let's see what it says. It's the reading going to be from Matthew chapter 25 verse 31 through 40. That's where they're going to be pulling this reading from. My son Jeff recently participated in a homeless simulation. He spent 3 days and 2 nights living on the streets of his city, sleeping outside in below freezing temperatures without food, money, and shelter. He relied on the kindness of strangers for his basic needs. On one of those nights, his only food was a sandwich brought by a man who heard him asking for stale bread at a fast food restaurant. My son told me later it was one of the hardest things he's ever done, yet it profoundly impacted his outlook on others. He spent the day after his simulation seeking out homeless people who had been kind to him during his time on the streets, doing what he could to assist them in simple ways. They were surprised to discover he wasn't actually homeless, and they were grateful that he cared enough to try to see their life through his eyes. My son's experience calls to mind Jesus' words, "I needed clothes, you clothed them. You clothed me." You okay? You okay, babies? I know you want another pretzel. "I was sick and you looked after me. I was in prison and you came to visit me. Whatever you did for one of the least of these brothers and sisters of mine, you did for me." Whether you give a word of encouragement or a bag of groceries, God calls us to a loving attendance to the needs of others. Our kindness to others is kindness to Him. In today's reading, there was a part of it that was taken out. It's Matthew 25th, or I apologize, Proverbs 19, verse 17. "Whoever is kind to the poor leads to the Lord, and He will reward them for what they have done." Amen. True. Do you want a pretzel? Well then come here. There you go. Okay, there you go. You can have that one. Ginger, it's on the floor, baby girl. Do you not see it? Baby? You should see it. Here you go. There you go. Okay. The first question that they're asking is, what little kindness can you extend to another? And number 2, when have you been the recipient of another's kindness? What little kindness can you extend to another? I try at least, if I'm out in public, go up to a complete stranger and give them a compliment. There are times when I go into a store, I try to acknowledge, if there's someone sitting outside needing assistance, like homeless or food, I bring out an orange juice or some fruit. Hey, mister, orange juice or fruit. Come here. Come here. It's a little peanut. And so I try to be aware of my surroundings, because I know what it was like to be on that part. Also, I remember helping a very dear friend. Are you feeling okay, dude? You got a full belly. You got full belly. Yes. Bob there in Wichita. He works with the homeless there in Wichita, and he allowed me and my friend Linda to help him serve food on a Saturday, and we went into some areas that was very, very unexpected for me, like under the bridges. And I have a photo of me of a young girl, and she admitted she was a drug addict, and she chose to live the life that she's living. She's aware of what's going on, and she was tired of being judged, so she continued living on the streets. We had given her food, and I think, I'm not sure if we'd given her warm socks. I can't remember all what we had given some of the individuals. There was another woman, an older woman, a little further down, and she had her puppy with her. It was cold that day, so cold. I can only imagine, you know, what it would be like not living in a warm home with the roof over your head, and yeah, it's a situation where we just don't know what led them where they're at. You know, it could have been a job that was downsizing, that they lost their job and the marriage ended, so that's where they ended, or they got into alcohol or drugs, and they are at where they're at. And the thing is like I always say in my videos, you know, you be good to yourself and be good to others, for we do not know what part of their journey they're on, and we just don't know where they're at in their lives. And it's a situation where it's a double-edged sword. Sometimes we think when we're driving down the road and there's an individual holding a sign, and you've heard the stories about people having more expensive homes or cars than you're driving or have. And the thing that we need to remember, we're not here to judge. You know, if you're able to hand out a bottle of water, or even an apple, or some crackers with peanut butter, anything that would help. You know, I think the lesson that God is trying to teach us is to be serving to others, and not to be judgmental. And even though they might be a situation where it's not true, and they'll meet their creator, that's not for you to judge. So when you serve them, you're serving God. That's things that I think about. So when have I been a recipient of others' kindness? When I was going through my dark time, through the divorce and starting over, and living in the area that I lived in a very drug infested area with, you know, you hear gunshots and there's drug deals outside my door, and you know, it was a very humbling experience. And I had a very good friend, Linda, who you know, I had to do what I needed to do to start over, you know, and I just was very, very cautious, to be honest with you. So it's very humbling where people will have to stay or live just to get back on their feet. You know, there was 2 years of my life I didn't have a vehicle. I had to ride my bike. You know, people judged me for that. If they only knew what I had gone through before that, you know, at least I was able to ride the bike. And today I'm not able to because of the auto accidents. It's very ironic, very, very ironic. I had to climb that mountain to see what it's like, and then, you know, it's very humbling. My pain is not as painful as it was because of the shots, but there's always a reminder, always a reminder. So I'm very grateful for the individuals who came to my life during those times, and even through the good times. Don't get me wrong, I value anybody that comes into my life, to be honest. I'm getting to an age at this moment in my life is that I'm not going to tolerate disrespect or rudeness. And I'm okay with that, for the fact that God wouldn't want me to be rude to you, so don't be disrespectful and rude to me. And I guess that's where I'm learning. I won't give my energy and love. I know we're supposed to love our neighbors, I understand that, and I will be respectful and nice, but it doesn't mean for me to accept the behavior. So there's a difference there. I guess I just went off a different direction, but it's a situation where I heard Sunday, and it said that, you know, the devil can read my story, but he can't write my story. Dear Jesus, help me to see you in the needs of others today, and to love you by loving them. Amen. Let me read that again, what I said before the prayer. The devil can read my story, but he can't write my story. Be good to yourself. Be good to others, for we do not know what part of the journey they're on. I love you. Thank you for visiting. Welcome home. And we'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Thank you. And be careful.